role of a research vendor like Nielsen and your product roadmap, how many oh crap moments did you have? And how many moments did you have where it's sort of like, we're on path, I feel really good, I think, sort of where we're aiming is right in line with where you heard the market say they're going?
Yeah, look, no oh crap moments from me. I thought Jamie and Jonathan just articulated things wonderfully. For us, we need to benchmark the marketplace. We need to put standards across the marketplace for trade. And when I think about our product portfolio, in the most simplistic terms, we light up products for planning, we light up products for activation, or systems for activation, and then we measure on the other side of it. And for us, we've been doing that for years, and we do it at a market standard based on age and gender. To bring the secondary metrics to it, the audience metrics beyond age and gender, is lighting up a whole bunch of data sets that we already have access to. Bringing them into the planning tools. You'll know that about 12 months ago, we acquired a company called Point Logic out of Rotterdam that has a product that we really like called Nielsen Media Impact, which is in place in 4 of the 6 top holding companies. Lighting up those audience segments inside of that product is key for us. For digital buys, having those segments available inside of the acquisition that we made of Excelate, to be able to actually push those buys straight out into the digital ecosystem is the second part of it. And the measurement, we still stand behind the measurement of 3 Rs, measuring reach, resonance, and reaction. On the reach side, when it comes to audience buys, it's tough because the segments are very inconsistent. They change all the time, and they change even during the course of a campaign. So what you might have bought at the beginning of the campaign may have changed over time. So measuring that is always going to be an ongoing challenge. But we have ways and means to get around that. And then I think one of the key metrics on an audience buy, where an audience buy is perhaps likened to a direct response buy, is the lighting up of consistency around ROI and outcome metrics. So for us, it's this portfolio of which it just brings another level on top of what we already do.
Great.
Which is great, because that's kind of what I heard from Jamie and Jonathan.
So let's talk about audience buying for a second. Donna Speciale, who runs ad sales for Turner, has been out in the press saying that by the year 2020, we're going to do half of our national TV selling, which would be $2 billion of ad sales against audiences. What do you see Nielsen's role in helping advertisers to feel as comfortable transacting off of that data as they do against sort of standard age, sex demographics?
Yeah. Well, I think firstly it's about getting those segments that we offer into those planning systems, into those buying systems, whether that be the Catalina, the NCS segments, the NBI segments, the hundreds of segments that are already present inside of our TV audience measurement, and then ultimately the digital segments, the 60,000 plus segments inside of the Excelate platform. Getting those into the planning systems, getting consistency across those. So as I said before, they can become, they're not static, so they can become unstable. So using the strength of our data science organization and our historical measurement of this to bring some stability to those segments, and then being able to measure everybody or use those segments in a consistent way across all media platforms, so that when you buy cereal eaters on one media entity, it's the same segment being used across the other, so that the advertisers know that this is a consistent segment that's being offered, and then measure them, as I said, in exactly the same way. Consistent, comparable measurement across platform, using our total audience framework and bringing in the additional segments on top of that.
So Megan, if you think about your role, Nielsen's role in, now let's talk about addressability. Is there anything you've learned from the experience in digital with products like OCR, DAR, some of the measurement, some of the ROI products? Is there anything you've learned that you think is a good roadmap for the future?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because what you call OCR is digital ad ratings, DAR. It's been in the marketplace.
We can't keep up with the names.
I know, it's like we change them. It's been in the marketplace for over 6 years, nearly 7 years now. And it is a guarantee metric based on age and gender for digital. It has 24 out of the 25 biggest advertisers in this country using DAR for their guarantees on age and gender. And so we tested by lighting up about half a dozen other attributes on top of that: income, education, presence of children, and others, to see whether or not they would extend across beyond age and gender. And still, the guarantees are made on age and gender. So it's really interesting to just observe that and see how that extends itself into an audience buying world. And then I do think that bringing consistency and a current, not so much a currency in terms of measuring everybody or lining up everybody next to each other in terms of their ability to reach ROI, but a currency in terms of the methodology that's used to calculate ROI into the digital ecosystem as well as the traditional TV ecosystem is key, because as outcomes becomes more and more important, that confidence that the advertiser needs that they're all calculated in a comparable way will just bring more and more confidence and hopefully spend the entire media ecosystem.
That's great. What about the issue that, and Turner is a media owner, as our world becomes more and more digital from the standpoint of television distribution, whether it is distributing content through virtual MVPDs like Dish, Sling, or DirecTV Now, or our own over-the-top apps, which I think everybody in the media space is aggressively rolling out. How does Nielsen complement that? Or is that a place really where the main topic of cooperative measurement, somehow we got to work together so you're getting that data and it's all a part of what the way you approach measurement in the future?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely key. I think, today, I didn't coin the phrase, but I'll take it, measurement is a team sport.
Yeah. Artie did.
And so Artie owns that phrase, but it's never been truer. And finding a way to make sure that the industry stands up to that challenge and uses cooperative means to be able to be measured is absolutely key. The total audience framework that we put in place relies and depends on that to be true. Using, as you said before, Howard, the big data sets complemented and cleaned up by the representative samples. That is something that we are absolutely focused on, both in our TV measurement and our digital measurement. So having a means to collect big data, but having the representative samples be the thing that cleans up that big data set is absolutely key to the future of measuring in a comparable way across all of these platforms.
Yep. Okay. Couple more questions, and then I think we're out of time. One of the conversations we had earlier with Jonathan and Jamie was this idea about who's responsible for the accuracy of the target in an addressable world. What's your perspective on that? With having a company like Xlate under the Nielsen banner.
Yeah. Look, I think, I totally believe in rubbish in, rubbish out. And I think that you have to rely on a target that is coming from a third-party independent source that is tried and true, that is, again, consistent across all the different players is absolutely key. And I think the company who has supplied that target is responsible for that. And some are better than others. Yep. What we do find in an addressable world, as we've been measuring it, is that the on-target percentages are not great at this time. And so the need to clean up that data set, because in an addressable world there's churn and there's things that make it very unstable. So bringing consistency to that, I think, is the job of a measurement supplier like ourselves and the data science that we bring to it. I think that the importance of MRC accreditation across some of those data sets is key to making sure that at the end of the day, it's all about the advertiser and the advertiser feeling comfortable with the data sets that they're using. And so it's everybody's responsibility, I think, in our ecosystem to make sure that the data that's used is of high quality and the measurement that's used is of high quality as well.
Yeah. The only thing I'd add to that is I think it's also about the media company because impressions are
Right.
fleeting. And one of the reasons I think we believe that addressability is a great thing is that the current model allows a lot of we call it leakage. And as we want to invest in high quality original programming, the less leakage we have, the more we're able to monetize the audience, the more it makes us comfortable for making those investments. So this was a great conversation. I think it's clear that our lives in the future are going to look very different than our lives in the past. So join me in thanking Megan, Jonathan, and Jamie.
Great. Thank you.